Hey, what's up guys, TechTitan here, and I am back again with a brand new video. So before I begin this video, I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my content, leave a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're at amazing 11,000 subscribers, so let's keep it up. I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. So I know we're a little bit far, but hey, we'll get there one day. Also follow me on my Instagram account. This is the Instagram official for this channel, so it's at TechTitan15. TechTitan15. So yeah, and I'll leave it linked down below too. Follow me there for latest updates, giveaways, and yeah, follow me there. And if you have any questions, just DM me over there and I'll respond. So today's video is something that I'm actually kind of excited about, and we're going to be comparing the Coolpad Legacy versus the Moto G7 Power. So I'm actually excited because these two phones right now are killing it in the budget world. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and let's start with the design. So the Moto G7 Power has a really nice design. As far as display goes, this has a 6.2-inch HD plus display, and it does have this 18:9 aspect ratio that pretty much most phones have adapted in 2019. However, which some people might hate, that this phone has a notch on the display. I got used to it, so it's there. Doesn't matter to me anymore. And also on the front you have your 8-megapixel sensor as well as your earpiece and the speaker, so front-facing speakers. And on the bottom of the phone you do have your USB-C charging port, a microphone, and on the top of the phone you have your headphone jack, which is kind of a rare breed in smartphones in 2019. And on the back of the phone you have this nice blue finish, and I really like it. Now it is made out of plastic entirely, but it's a really good design, and it just looks appealing to me. You also have your 13-megapixel camera with LED flash, as well as this dimple which does have the Motorola logo and has the fingerprint sensor. On the right hand side you have your power button as well as your volume up and down, and these buttons are tactile. Now as far as the power button goes, I wish it was just a little bit larger, but hey, it's still tactile and it's really good. So yeah, that's pretty much it, the basics for the design of this phone. So let's put it down and talk about the Coolpad Legacy. Now the Coolpad Legacy is a little bit larger by 1.6 inches to be exact. So this phone has a 6.36-inch Full HD plus display. That's pretty much it. No notch, so it does thin out the bezels. They're not as slim as the Moto G7 Power, but they're still slim. And I'll compare the display quality in a second. On the front of the phone you also have your 13-megapixel camera, your earpiece, and on the bottom you have your USB-C as well as a single speaker. So not really stereo speakers, just one that acts that's pretty much acts as the speaker. And on the back of the phone you do have your dual camera setup. So you have a 16-megapixel as well as a 5-megapixel camera, and the 5-megapixel camera is meant for portrait use only. Okay, and you also have your LED flash as well as your fingerprint sensor. On the right hand side you have your power button as well as your volume up and down, and they're also pretty tactile. Not as tactile to me as the Moto G7 Power, but they're still pretty good. And on the top you have a headphone jack and a microphone. So yeah, I mean that's really it for the basic, and the Coolpad logos right here on the back, whatever. So that's pretty much the basic design. So that's pretty much the story behind the design of these two phones. Now which one I would pick if I were to choose one, I would definitely go with the Moto G7 Power. To me the front of the design is a little bit elegant. As far as display quality, if the sun is out and you're trying to see your screen, the Moto G7 Power will do a little bit of a better job. Not really drastic. They both do bad in outdoor conditions when the sun is out and bright, but the Moto G7 Power is just a little bit better. As far as display quality, they're pretty even. It's really, unless you're really trying to pixel peep and trying to nitpick your way on which display is better, they're pretty even in my opinion. Okay, so that's pretty much the design and the display quality. Both pretty good. The Coolpad Legacy is a little bit sharper, but that's kind of hard to see. Again, you really have to pixel peep in order to tell the difference. Now we talked about the design, let's quickly cover up on specs. Now as far as specs go, they're kind of similar. So let's start with storage. So you have on both of them 32 gigabytes of storage. Both have 3 gigabytes of RAM. Now the Moto G7 Power and the Coolpad Legacy also both have a 1.8 gigahertz octa-core processor. So performance is supposed to be the same, right? Kind of. Let's do a quick speed test and a quick graphics test. So let's start with the phone app. So 3, 2, 1. The Coolpad Legacy is a little bit faster. For some reason, I don't know why, The phone app is kind of slow to open on the Moto G7 Power. So let's try the messaging app. So 3, 2, 1. See how fast it opened the messaging app? And that's really the theme behind both of these phones. They're gonna be evenly matched, but for some reason the phone app on the Moto G7 Power is slower than the phone app on the Coolpad Legacy, and it's slower than normal, to be honest. So yeah, let's open up the camera, and the camera actually opens up faster on the Moto G7 Power, spoiler alert. So yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Boom. So yeah, as you guys saw, and I'll discuss the camera quality in a little bit, so stay tuned. Now let's really test the graphics power by launching Asphalt 9 and see which one does it faster and which one is a little bit more choppier. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. So far the Moto G7 Power is a little bit ahead. Let's see who finished on top. Yep, Moto G7 Power is faster, followed by the Coolpad Legacy. Not really that drastic of a difference, but the Moto G7 Power did win, so keep that in mind. Now I did set both of them on high settings because I want to show you guys like how they perform at the highest possible settings when it comes to Asphalt 9. Now other games definitely may vary, but this should do a pretty good job in testing the graphics power behind these two phones. They both do a pretty good job. Graphics performance on here is pretty good. It's not as high quality and as smooth as like a flagship phone, but definitely will get the job done and more. So yeah, that goes for that goes for performance for both of these. They're pretty even. And let's talk about the camera quality. So I did a separate camera test for this phone, and the review of this phone includes the camera test, and I'll leave them linked below. Okay. So, but the bottom line behind the camera is that the Coolpad Legacy actually takes slightly better pictures. Now, I wish that the Coolpad was just a little bit brighter. And as far as the Moto G7 Power, and it's not like it takes bad pictures, it's just not as sharp as the Coolpad, but still is a little bit brighter than the Coolpad. So back and forth, definitely go ahead and pick the Coolpad over the Moto G7 Power. Again, if you want to see camera tests, links will be in the description below for more in-depth camera review. Okay, so I'm kind of making this video long, which I don't want it to be like a 20-minute, 30-minute video, you know what I mean? Maximum 15 if I can. So yeah, let's move on to the speaker. And I don't know if I kind of hinted it, but the speaker on the Coolpad Legacy actually is trash compared to the speaker on the Moto G7 Power. If you saw me playing, when I was using the phone, I was actually covering, when I was using the phone to play Asphalt 9, I was actually covering the speaker, which is, it's not really good and it's not really an enjoyable experience. So yeah, you do have a headphone jack, so you can still use that if you want. But I'm saying if you don't, and you just want to use it as is without the headphone jack, just a speaker, then it's not really that good. And speaker quality is definitely better on the Moto G7 Power. It's louder, it's clearer, and it's front facing. So yeah. I'll still do a quick speaker test, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so I'll start with the Coolpad and then do the Moto G7 Power. So that was pretty much your quick speaker test, and like I said right off the bat, the Moto G7 Power wins that round easily. So as far as battery life, the Moto G7 wins that round also, because it does have the bigger 5000 milliamp hour battery. Now, not to say that the Coolpad Legacy has a bad battery life or anything like that, but the battery on the Moto G7 Power is that it's just better. So yeah, one last thing that I want to cover up and I'll end the video. So as far as the fingerprint sensor and the speed of the fingerprint sensor, which kind of ties up to performance, and I forgot to mention that, but the fingerprint sensor on both of these phones are decently quick. They're not the fastest in the world. And an extra feature that I also forgot to mention is that the Moto G7 Power does have a always on display if you need that. So 3, 2, 1. So a little bit quicker on the Moto G7 Power. And if we have them on screensaver mode, so 3, 2, 1. Also still a bit faster on the Moto G7 Power, but not really that drastic. So yeah, let me give you my final words and which phone I would personally choose. Me personally, I would go with the Moto G7 Power for a couple of reasons. One is that as far as specs goes and performance, they're about the same, but the design of the Moto G7 Power is sleeker. The battery life is definitely better, and I feel like Motorola was going to have more updates on their phones than the Coolpad. That's just my guess, but I'm not saying that the Coolpad is a bad phone or anything like that. It's just the Moto G7 Power is definitely better. Front-facing speakers, which the Coolpad Legacy does not have. And overall, I don't know, the camera is still better on the Coolpad Legacy, but still, the Moto G7 Power has a decent camera. Not as good as the Coolpad, but still decent. So yeah, I would definitely go with the Moto G7 Power personally. And in the comments below, let me know which phone you would choose. So yeah, let's end it here. I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my content, leave a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.